All righty then, we are back. We are not doing Dillinger no more because that fucker's already dead.
Yeah, sorry about that short ass episode.
But was his life really that long though?
No.
Um, so this week episode, I don't know if we're doing the double episode this week. That's
Uh,
all on you.
decided later.
So with this one, this installment of Beards, and Criminals podcast, we are covering none other than Mr. Theodore Robert Bundy.
Woo, we're going with a big one. We gotta get them out of the way eventually. I know you guys have heard
Eventually.
this a million times, but hey,
Yeah, any and every true crime podcast ever.
has to cover Ted Bundy. It's
Uh,
it's in the contract I signed.
wait, you signed a contract?
No, I mean maybe I don't know what the hell I was doing. I just clicked yes on fucking everything.
Yeah, that's fair. So that's why you're going to give up your firstborn child to
They
the
can have them
evil clowns in the sewer.
to Apple to be part of the human Sentai pad.
You oh my god. Hey,
All right.
be careful. Soon, just like Twitter, it's going to be bought by Elon Musk, and you're giving your firstborn to a fucking alien.
Yeah, they're already here.
Right, the Greys. So, with Bundy, this possibly two-part episode is going to be quite graphic, quite in depth on his crimes themselves. Because I mean, he's about as American as fucking apple pie.
So all the gore.
Yes.
Let's see, we started in South America. We're into America. We were with Eiler too.
Yeah.
We've done cults in America and Japan.
Yeah. I'm Sharikyo.
We've done
Which
Canada too.
have we?
Nexium?
No, that's New York.
It's New York, Canada-ish.
Yeah, but that one's recent. Like, I mean, come on, the chick from Smallville was fucking a head token of it.
Oh, she was so hot too.
She really fucking is. Even though she's branding people, I'd still fuck
Mm-hmm.
her. Brand me, mommy. Anyway.
Back to Bundy. I don't know why we went off on that fucking set tirade. It was like I was leading somewhere and I didn't even go anywhere.
Oh my god. Leading me back to my sexual fantasies. Anyway. So, so with Ted Bundy, uh, if you are listening to your car, turn it down a little bit. People might think you're a little crazy, or turn it up. Either way, I don't care. Grown ass person, grown ass decisions. So,
Like, people think I'm crazy all the time.
it's because you look like fucking Manson went to the Golden Corral.
Oh, that's one. That's you're one to talk, Cornelius.
Silver and gold! The bumble bounces!
Yeah, I look like
Um,
Charles Manson if he fucking grew 10 feet.
and
Was
50
he the size of an emperor penguin?
Emperor Penguin.
Penguin.
Man, you'd say that just as bad as Edward or Benedict Cumberbatch.
I can't even try to say his name right now. All right, Theodore Bundy.
So,
Let's get back to the
there's
story. There we go.
there's probably going to be quite a few squirrels in this one. Any hootie. So, Ted Bundy, he was born on November 24th, 1946, in Burlington, Vermont. Because why not? However, it's kind of odd how his. The fuck was that look for?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna. I do find it kind of odd and kind of interesting how he went from Vermont to Washington.
People traveled back then.
True, true.
The whole thing back then was to drive across the country.
Only if you
So
had
many
Route 6.
hitchhikers.
I swear, officer, I don't know why that hitchhiker was wearing orange and had an axe.
Tiny Toons Adventures.
I mean, hell, he kept just talking about fucking going to the desert and riding dune buggies.
That's all he wanted to do, man.
So, that, do drugs and get on with freaking
As many
the
women as he could.
the Beach Boys, and then blame them for stealing a song, and then thought fucking the Beatles were talking to him. Anyway, that's a whole nother episode. So, Ted Bundy was born to Eleanor Louise Corwell, who at the time of his birth was only 22 and unmarried.
Oh, that's where you have the problem.
Yep. That was
1946, 22 is not that getting up there in the Spencer age, right?
You're gonna be an old maid.
Well, my fucking great grandmother was like 15.
I mean, fuck, at this day and age, if you're 15, you're running away from guys like you're a fucking lubed up deaf guy. Can't catch me. So, uh, when she gave birth to Ted, there were several rumors about who the father could have been. Three notable were Lloyd Marshall, who was at the time an Air Force veteran and also a Penn State grad, which wouldn't be that bad.
No,
But it
that's winning.
right, it also could have been a man by the name of Jack Warrington, which no matter how deep I fucking dug, I could not find shit about this guy.
So that I believe that's the one she made up.
I think it's possible to kind of detract from the third rumor that his father was none other than his own grandfather.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. That's
But
Ghostbusters.
but
Twilight Zone. But a ding
so
ding 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 ding
so would
ding.
he look at his mom and go, don't you talk to your brother that way?
Yeah. Yeah, he would. Incest is not funny.
No, it's not, but it can be. So
Anything
speaking
can be funny.
so speaking of incest, did you know it's illegal to perform in reverse cowgirl in Alabama?
Really?
Yeah, because you don't turn your back on family.
I knew that where that was going.
Don't worry, my cousin didn't. Uh, but the only true fact, she and my girlfriend broke up with me, but she said it's okay. We can still be cousins. We see each other at the family reunion. So I've got that going for me. So the only thing about Ted Bundy's paternal connection that is 100% unequivocally proven is that his birth certificate says unknown.
Unknown.
So legally, he doesn't have a daddy.
I didn't even think that was a possibility.
I said legally, not.
Bunnies.
I said legally, not biologically.
Oh. He's the Antichrist.
Because I mean, fuck, even orphans have dads.
True.
Maybe not ones that want them, but they still have dads. So, uh, now a lot of what I was able to come across is Bundy had a very, uneventful childhood. He didn't really do a whole lot. He wasn't torturing animals. He wasn't setting shit on fire. Nothing. He was just a kid.
Just a normal ass kid.
Yeah, and a lot of his family and a lot of his friends.
Had a grandpa.
There's my daddy Paul. It's my Paw Paw.
Double father.
That sounds like a bad porn. Double father. What the fuck?
It sounds like a Catholic porn.
Oh, stop it. You went there.
Oh,
Oh,
hell yeah, dude.
so quick tangent on the whole Catholic thing. They always say, for good, health wise, always wash your sex toys, right? You think that's why the
Yep.
Catholic? Do you think that's why the Catholic Church came up with baptisms?
Yeah. Um, so a church
That's
catches fire. The first priest screams out, "Save the
fuck.
children."
Save the children. Fuck the
The
children. We don't
second
have
priest
time.
screams
Sure.
out, "Fuck the children." The third priest screams out, "Do we have the time?"
We got time.
Huh?
We got
Got
time.
the time? Is it that time?
Well, I mean, hell, you know what Jesus Christ's favorite band was, right?
What was that?
9 Inch Nails. You know why women love Jesus?
What's that?
It's because he's hung like this.
All right. Back to
So
the fucking story.
now that we just lost like 18 followers,
Oh yeah. Wait.
uh,
So we're in the negative now?
and nobody's watching us. They're fucking Google and everybody else is going. So even though he had an uneventful childhood, he uh he was still like really socially awkward, and he, according to his friends and family, he would consistently blur the lines between morality, legality, and propriety. So he was just a shitball kid.
Oh yeah.
Now we've all done some sketchy shit, and we turned out fine, ish,
I was a perfect child.
and still a liar. Uh, now there are some things from his childhood that could give some clue or indication that he would lead up to becoming a serial killer. So back in this asset into Vermont, he was born in a home for unwed mothers, as one does back in the 40s.
Yeah.
He stayed there for at least 2 months before his mom said, "Fuck you," put him up for adoption. Which, in my opinion, that's the best way to go.
Oh yeah.
If you don't want the kid, let someone else have the little shit stick.
Don't let Grandpappy have him. Or double dad. The other
Double,
double father.
double father. Oh fuck. Uh, Speaking of double father, his grandfather, Sam Corwell, wanted Bundy to move out to Philadelphia and live with him.
Gotta take care of your child and
God,
grandchild.
goddamn right. Never know when freaking child support is going to fucking come back and bite you in the ass. But at this time, he Theodore was going under Theodore Corwell, and he was being raised under the assumption that his mother was his sister. I could see the wheels turning. What?
I don't know. I lost the plot.
He went to live with double father and was told that his mom is his sister.
So basically, they tried to put him up for adoption, but her parents wouldn't let her.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Now, even though as he was growing up being told his mom is his sister, he saw right through the bullshit.
You know, Jack Nicholson had that same thing going on.
Boy, he had a double father and he was raised by his grandfather being told that his mother was his sister.
The mother is the sister part.
Uh,
I don't know if he had a double father.
I don't know. Now, The Stranger Beside Me by Anne Rule Bundy, which I'm assuming is like, or Anne Rule, apologies. Bundy said that was able just to flat see through the lie that they were telling. Now, this is the words from Bundy. quote, maybe I just figured that there couldn't be 20 years difference in age between a brother and a sister. And Louise always took care of me. I just grew up knowing that she was really my mother. So based on actions, he just knew that Louise was his mom, not his sister. That he's probably just really good at math.
Well, that too, because he was a smart man.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you don't really get that far without being relatively intelligent.
Relative.
Yeah,
He's
see
like
what
the
I did there?
definition of book smart, not street smart.
Oh, by the way, this episode is brought to you by Bush Light.
I wish.
Oh, trust me, so do I.
I'm
They are
drinking
not.
soda.
They are not a sponsor yet. Hopefully, anybody from Bush Light's listening. Hey. Uh, so growing up, he didn't really spend a whole lot of time with his father, or as I said, as I was grandfather.
Double father.
Now, when Ted had turned 3, him and his mother had packed up and moved to Tacoma. And it was so she can hide the illegitimacy of Bundy's birth.
So he would see through the fact that his sister is actually his mother by the fact that she just straight up left with him.
Oh, that too.
They didn't do a good job of hiding it.
Right? Now,
I'm just going to take my younger brother. Bye.
you never talk to my baby brother like that again. It's okay. Uh, the mean devil father can't get to you. Now, once, but you still have to go to confessions. So once I got to Tacoma, he never wanted to be there. Like he fucking hated it. He just wanted to go back to Philly. Yeah, West Philadelphia. Boom. Sorry. Uh, if only he was the Fresh Prince. But instead, he's just the Phantom Prince, which actually is a really good book. So it
Don't want
wasn't long. What's that?
to don't want to spoil anything. I had a bunch of jokes, but they come later.
Uh, even though he hated being in Tacoma, wanted to go back to Philly, it got replaced and overshadowed by his anger with his mom. Because his mother got involved with an army hospital cook named Johnny Bundy, who met at a singles night at the First Methodist Church in Tacoma, Washington. Go figure, a church hosting a speed dating event.
Yeah, they got to raise their followers somehow.
And somebody from the army being there. He wasn't looking for love. Let me tell ya.
So what's a
First-hand
cult
experience.
without members?
Two guys talking about serial killers and cults,
That's true. I offered. No one fucking takes me up on it.
right?
I'm not very charismatic.
I mean, I've been a part of cults my whole life. I mean, both as a leader and a follower. You make more money as a leader, but you have more fun as a follower.
Creed.
We
We're all over the place this episode.
really are. We're on a whole nother level. So, it's like going back to the original episodes.
Some original episodes. I was fucking hammered. I'm sober right now.
And I'm still on my first beer.
Fuck our first episode. I was wasted.
Fuck, I think the first like 4. I think by this point we've had like 5 or 6 in us, at
Yeah.
least.
So I worked today and I didn't stop by the store to get beer. So
I did.
I'm drinking normal soda.
I was off today, but I work tomorrow. So, in 1951.
I'm gonna sit there and do nothing tomorrow.
Me too. Look at that. I spend 95% of my job sitting on my ass.
Me
So,
too.
except, I'm driving.
I
So,
I'm just sitting on my ass looking at a computer.
oh no, you're driving. You're OM batshit.
My OM doesn't. I don't have an OM right now, and they don't tell me to do shit because they don't know I'm telling him to go fuck himself.
Fair statement.
I'll cut that
So,
part out.
no, you won't. There's only one person that listens to this from that fucking place, and that he don't give a shit.
There's
That's
actually a
if
couple.
really. Huh. Anyway, so 1951, Louis and Johnny were married. At this point, 5-year-old Ted, oh little Teddy, fucking hated it. He was not happy because he was insanely jealous because fucking his mom was giving attention to Johnny more than Teddy, and he started throwing public
Start throwing
yeah.
buses at people. Run! That toddler is throwing buses.
Fuck, I was hoping you weren't going to catch that. He was started throwing public tantrums, which, yeah, throwing buses would apply. But he would do it in the middle of Sears and deliberately piss his pants.
Now I'm
Do you
just
know
picturing a giant toddler pissing their pants, throwing buses across the city.
how
He's
fucking
just
Johnny?
scared.
He's just scared.
Look, he's peeing himself.
It's a defense mechanism. Don't go near him. So,
It's one hell of a
as
giant golden shower.
his dick is as big as a grown man, we call him Moby.
That's a bit creepy.
we
All right,
call him Bumble. So,
let's get back to the fucking story. I'm gonna put that on merch if we ever get to any.
what we call him Bumble?
No, back to the fucking story because I fucking say that all the fucking time.
Oh, just wait till we do Ed Kemper. Oh, it's gonna be all full Cornelius. So, as the relationship went on, tension was there, and sometimes, other than not, it would get worse because Ted was a extreme materialistic little shit, and he wanted nothing but top of the line clothing, top of
I
the
mean,
line toys.
look at him as an adult. He is the definition of was it 80s, 70s, 80s prep.
Prick, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like he would be the bad guy. Well, he is a bad guy, but he looks like the fucking bad guy from an 80s movie. Like, I'm gonna shut down your ski resort.
But first, I'm gonna steal all your skis. So now, back in the day, like now, fucking Nikes, two, three, four, $800.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I wear bands that are busted.
Justin's. Uh,
My shoes aren't in here.
well, back then he'd be wanting Adidas, Puma, maybe Nike, Chuck Taylors, and everything that was way too expensive that his stepfather just could not afford. So naturally, he resented him for it. Now, as the years went by, Ted started becoming a teenager, as one does. And he started to push Johnny to the point where John would lash out and just pop
Right in the kisser.
him. Pow!
Pow! Right in the kisser.
Now, even though he's been a prick to his stepdad, the relationship with his mom looked normal. Few surface tensions here and there. But as the years went on, she had 4 kids with John. Now she didn't feel like a whore because she was married.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, her attention was split amongst all 5 kids. And by this time, John's well into his going into his teenage puberty years. So he can kind of fend for himself.
Ted.
Yeah. So I said,
To John.
oh, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I'll fucking listen to the recording back. So anyway,
You don't listen to it as much as I fucking do.
because I don't have to.
Oh, yeah. You do research, I do fucking Editing.
I'm the brains, you're the tech, which would make you smarter than me.
Not really. A lot of it's just Google.
Fair.
That's all
Uh,
IT does.
yeah, that's true. They turn it off, turn it back on. So,
I literally did that at work today.
Jesus.
I couldn't figure something out, so I just turned it off and turned it back on.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Sweet. So, after Ted was arrested for one of the fucking times, he had actually said that he always had an appreciation for his mother because she always made sure he was taken care of physically and the bills were paid. but
Sounds like a good mom.
but his illegitimacy was always a sore spot and nothing could be done. I mean, fuck, nobody knew who his dad was. So I mean, and they lied to him.
Yep. And I just realized we're doing 2 escape artists in a row.
Yes, yes, we are.
We're doing 2 people who are known for escape. So we'll call this the escape block.
The escape room.
Except for
Oh
one was
fuck.
just robbing banks, the other was fucking corpses.
Fuck. Copyright. What's he fuck? Anyway, we'll get into that one later. So there are several accounts on how Ted learned about who his father is, or the truth about his father. Now, a psychologist that had interviewed Ted said that he found his birth certificate.
You know, that guy had to be so fucking excited.
Oh God. No, probably not at the time, but as years went on, he probably went. I talked to him. I was the first. I was first. I was first.
Oh, yeah.
I did that. Um, so the psychologist said that Ted found his birth certificate and saw that the father line was marked as unknown. Now, in The Phantom Prince by Elizabeth Kendall, who was a very long time girlfriend of Ted Bundy, and that is a, oh my God, amazing book. It legitimately gave me chills. Just to hear firsthand experience of Ted and how he flipped. She never knew nothing. It was fucking crazy. But she said that Ted was teased by one of his cousins, and when he would step up and go, "No, that's not true," his cousin pulled out the birth certificate, and either way, whether Ted found it, his cousin bullied him. According to Elizabeth Kendall, Ted always resented his mother for it. And because I mean, he was humiliated.
Yeah, it's all social standings.
Yeah, I mean, one of his
Without,
earlier,
he didn't want to be a bastard
yeah, pretty much. But he's a bastard. Uh,
in both senses.
ah. So even though one of one of his earlier friends, they would try to console and kind of help him make it feel better. Ted would get pissed, and he would just snap back at him and just go, "Well, it's not you that's a bastard."
Quit looking down on me. That's how he saw it. He didn't see
Yeah,
someone trying to help. It's someone looking down on him.
I'm feeling bad.
Well, he saw it as them looking down.
Or in the words of my late Uncle Sam, "You don't have a daddy."
Or them saying, because he wanted the best of everything,
Yep.
that they were better than him.
I want a dad. We have a dad at home, Johnny. So
I want double dad.
come to my
Double
confessional
father.
box. Come to my confessional box. So may once you speak through that hole, may you get all the glory. Mm.
Ugh.
So as he grew up, he still lacked social graces that make kids kids.
Yeah.
But he would eventually grow into those social graces to use that to charm people. And I think he could not possibly, at any point in time, be a serial killer.
Yeah.
That's the
So
terrifying thing.
basically, I don't think he ever really understood it like on an emotional level, but he knew what would come out of it.
Yeah, he knew it. He understood it on a
What did
social
he get
level.
out of
Yeah, on a social level, but not so much as a emotional level.
it? Yeah.
Now, Sandy Holt said that Bundy had been teased relentlessly for a speech impediment, and that he just couldn't keep up with the other Boy Scouts. That was a thing back in the day. Boy Scouts,
Mhm.
Eagle Scouts, Weebles. Fuck, my dad was a Weeble. He got kicked
I
out
went
for
to
eating it.
one Boy Scout meeting and I'm like, this is boring.
My dad got kicked out of being a Weeble for eating a brownie.
A good brownie? A special brownie?
No joke. So, uh, once he went into high school,
Oh, I get it.
ah,
It finally hit me.
uh, so once he went to high school, he wasn't a terrible athlete, but he still was not able to get onto the basketball or baseball team. And both failures was extremely difficult for him to be able to process and handle. So he ended up looking like a loner. Went on one date in the 4 years of high school.
Just one?
One. I can't.
Even Dahmer had more.
But then again, Dahmer was also probably drugging them, drilling into
Dahmer
their
was
head,
also drunk.
drilling into people's heads, pouring boiling water, Taiwanese sex
No,
thing.
that's later in life. I'm
Uh,
talking about the drunk Dahmer at high school.
yeah. I mean, fuck. I went on minimal dates in high school, but then again, I looked like a fucking nerd.
Mm. I still look the same as I'd always did.
Uh, so
Still
normally,
didn't mean I had many dates.
so nobody loves me. So
What?
So normally, not going on one date in the 4 years of high school wouldn't seem that off. But Bundy did say, quote, "It wasn't that I disliked women or were afraid of them. It was just I didn't seem to know, or I didn't seem to have an inkling as to what to do about them. He was just a scared virgin."
Yep.
Now,
I kind of get that.
yeah,
But
agreed.
I have that with like every human being. It's like, what do I do?
I mean, we became pretty good friends off the bat.
Yeah. But normally they're just like, Dixon, why are you so quiet? I ain't got nothing to say to you. And
I
then
don't
they
like
get
you.
offended.
I just don't like you.
Not that I don't like them. I just don't have anything to talk about. So I shut the fuck up.
That's fair.
Which
Then
most
here,
people do.
then here comes me going, I want to talk about serial killers.
You did kind of do that.
And here comes Dixon. Well,
What do you want to know?
uh, come to my office. Would you like to know alphabetically, biologically, or chemically?
There's three things I know in this world. It's the fucked up shit, it's wrestling, and it's fucking, what's the other thing? Comic books, horror
I was,
movies.
I was gonna the co- serial killers, alcohol, and fucked up shit ruined your ability to count, kids.
I got four.
You said three.
I know. Horror movies. I know a shit ton about horror
God damn it!
movies.
There's three things I know in this world.
Ah,
One.
there we go.
So
That's only for people watching the video.
Roman walks into a bar. He goes, "I'll have 5 beers, please." To get that joke, you gotta watch the video. Find us on YouTube. So now, even though his not the entirety of his childhood was abnormal, he did have some good friends, some basic jobs like delivering newspaper, cutting lawns, basic shit for the time. But he also went to church regularly with both of his parents, both Luis and Genevieve.
It's surprising how many of them go to church just to realize how they can manipulate people.
It's more surprising to realize how many of them were in the military,
That too.
which there's one even
Oh,
created
yeah.
his own religion. So, uh, he ended up going to uh, the Methodist Young, or as I was, became the Methodist Young Fellowship's vice president. So he was pretty much, in the
All
inner
the time.
circle of the church, especially the youth circle.
Yeah.
Now, he even saved the life of his friend's niece when she was drowning. So
That's a
he,
fucking thing to brag about right there.
right, he was an
He,
upstanding young man.
he helped so many people. He killed so many people, but he helped me. It must mean I'm ugly.
That must be real uncomfortable when you're at a park full of kids, and it's just you and one of the kids, and the pedophile takes the other kid. So, what about me?
No. All seriousness, he hadn't hit that murderer. I
No,
have to
not
get him
even
rocks
close.
off.
But he was a legitimate, upstanding young man. You
Yeah.
know, youth leader in his church, saved a young lady from drowning, but he still wasn't normal because his behavior went still, even though saving somebody, being up in the church, still went way beyond social awkwardness. Now, somebody who he was in Boy Scouts with had claimed that Bundy came behind him and hit him in the head with a stick. And Holt had said in conversations with a killer that he had a fondness for digging holes and putting sharpened stick at the bottom and then covering them with vegetation. Little fucker made punchy pits,
I mean, that's kind of cool.
right? Fucking some Vietnam shit.
The thing is, I would like fall in my own fucking trap.
Speaking of, a young lady actually fell in and actually hurt her leg on one of the stakes in one of his traps
Recently or back then?
back then.
Because that would be a fucking news story right there.
Jesus Christ, it'd be like Eiler fucking having another victim pop up.
I don't know. They're finding a lot of bodies because the water levels are going down. You see that shit?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Apparently it's fucking happening over it. They got a serial killer over in New Hampshire right now. Um so even though a lot of his behavior was just slightly askew, he was normally breaking the law by stealing ski equipment that he couldn't afford, forging lift tickets so he could ski for free. While he was a teen, he actually attempted to steal a car, and he only got a warning.
How laid back the cops were back there. Well, if you're white.
Racism. Granted, it is the 1950s, 60s, so
Oh, yeah.
there is that. Um,
Arnie 5. Now,
now,
don't steal that car, young Bundy. I have to tell your ma on you.
well, go on, Jake. No, he was also a peeping Tom in regards to strangers. So he'd just walk up to a random fucking window and start looking. Now, it's actually kind of unique to Bundy in that case because in many cases, voyeurism ends up turning into sexual violence when just simply watching can no longer satisfy that urge. And they usually end up turning into a sexual violator or a straight up sexual sadist, which either way,
Uh-huh.
right?
I was
No,
trying. Bundy's kind of both.
yeah. I mean, I think you have to be kind of a sexual sadist to fuck a corpse or just to rape somebody, period.
Back to the story.
So, uh, there's many of speculation that Ted's murderous streak did not start in 1966. That it started well before that when he was only 14.
Oh.
A little 8-year-old girl by the name of Anne Marie Burr had disappeared from her Tacoma home in the fall of 1964, 5 years prior. Now, this disappearance created a huge manhunt. Now, I'm talking like soldiers from Joint Base Fort Lewis McChord and the National Guard. Huge.
Little white girl missing.
In the 60s. But she
But
wasn't
Barney fuck.
found. Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go? Uh, so she wasn't found in the initial hunt. Now, when Bundy was arrested in 1978, he denied the crime of Anne Marie Burr. I mean, her mother even reached out just to ask for closure, and he said no.
I think he was ashamed of that one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I agree. Now, based on the circumstantial evidence that was present in the family theorized that her daughter would be buried at the University of Puget Sound campus, which will come into play in the next episode. But unfortunately, Anne Marie Burr was never found, and she is still listed as missing 61 years later.
That's so sad.
Oh, yeah.
So her mother died at without knowing anything,
Mm-hmm.
or is it well in her?
Oh, no, she's be well gone.
She has to be dead.
I mean, unless she's, still kind of kicking for an 80, 90-year-old. I
I
mean,
don't know
hell,
if that old.
Anne Marie Burr would be, what, a 69, 70 this year?
Yeah.
I mean, there's theories upon theories. So I'm just gonna pitch my 2 cents. I don't think Bundy did this one.
I don't know if it's like a Richard Ramirez thing where he's just ashamed of it. Yes, he was a glory hog, but all of his other victims were college age co-eds.
I mean, there's that, but I mean, I just because I mean, yeah, Bundy Bundy was a decent shape. I mean, he wasn't no fucking Dahmer, but I I just don't see him going after an 8-year-old personally.
Well, that's something we'll never know.
Right?
But we're gonna be in different camps on this one.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, just based on the evidence of his other killings, he wasn't he wasn't really a kidnapper.
Really?
Not until later.
The whole thing about him was kidnapping.
Not until later.
I got a
The,
broken arm.
the first several were in their dorm.
That's true.
It wasn't until he got his car that he became a kidnapper.
We have to save the rest of that for next episode.
But the magic VW bug is going to be next week. Snap back.
That's in a museum somewhere. I want to go look at it. I'm not joking. They have like a murder museum.
Probably. Yeah. And that actually is a key point of next week's episode too. So
The
come
museum?
back and actually the bug.
Oh.
Oh, there's some extra history to that. So come back to find out.
All right, guys. Sorry about the 2 short episodes in a row. I know we normally do like 3 hours.
2 short
2 to
episodes.
3.
Hell, this is going to be about an hour. That's what
About
most of ours
47
are.
minutes.
It's not too far.
We did a bunch of long ones in a row.
Yeah, we did because we were fucking hammered.
I've also, for the most part, didn't work that day.
True.
But thank you for listening. We'll see you
Absolutely.
guys.
Thank you for watching.
And watching.
And remember, new bar opening south side of Indianapolis. John Dillinger themes, true to life speakeasy. I haven't heard from Matt, so I'm not sure any more of the details or anything of the name since, legality issue. But as soon as I hear something, y'all will hear something, and I hope to see you guys down there.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is going up as 2 parts. Well, 2 episodes in a row, or I'm gonna separate them out. It depends on how much time I have to get edited this week. If I get them done, I'll put them both up. We're gonna sign out now. Father loves you. You folks have a good one.
I'll see you next time, you sexy mother lovers.
Laters.